Hello, today I'm going to try to make a big mountain with some trees and a little bit of water, and let's get started. All right. Here's what my palette looks like. I've got black, green, Chrisman, phthalo blue, another type of blue, and then lots of white. It's going to be a winter scene with some rocks and some mountain in it. It's going to be probably pretty big, and I'm going to have this little sky up here and then some water and trees down here. So I hope you enjoy it. So I'm going to start putting in some clouds and things in here with some blue. So I'm going to go into the blue here. You can see what I'm doing. I put some liquid white on the whole thing just lightly so that it'll spread it around so the canvas is wet. So we'll start up in the corner here. Just doing my cross strokes across here. Get some color in the canvas. More blue on my brush. All right, and what I'm gonna do is, it's already kind of too wet, so I'm gonna wipe some of this off. Master painting. Might have put on just a little bit too much of the liquid white. Just take a shop towel, wipe it all down. Just looking for the color in the background right now. Okay. A little bit better. Just gonna blend this a little bit more. Try to get some of my towel streaks out of it a little bit. Okay. And then I'm going to take a 1-inch brush and some darker blue here. I just want to get my corners a little bit darker. All right, something like that. I'm just gonna clean my brush out here because I'm gonna probably need these here in a little bit. There's one. All right. So the next thing I'm going to do is get my 2-inch brush and some more of this white. I'm just going to tap it into here. You can see. And I'm going to put a cloud somewhere in here. take out the bottom edge here. You can see the different color, and then it picks up a little bit of blue in the brush, so we can make these clouds look. There's so many different ways to make clouds. I just like to twirl them in, and then they kind of build shadows underneath it so they look pretty realistic. I go across the whole thing. I lift them up. It kind of gives the impression that there's nothing in nature is ever straightforward. All right, so that's looking pretty good. They got a little bit of lines in it. Just gonna get a blender brush here and just kind of go across the whole thing. Just kind of smooth out my lines a little bit. This is a blender brush, just a really soft brush, and it kind of helps get out the lines and the different brush strokes that are in it. So you can kind of soften it out, make it look a little bit more natural. All right, so my next move is I'm planning on putting a big mountain kind of in here, something like that, and then have some trees down in here and some more trees and a little waterfall maybe. We'll see how it goes. But I'm gonna start off, just take my knife. I've already cut out some black. I don't know if you can see that okay. Just gonna pull it out and then let's go across it. So I got a little bit of a black line on the end there. And let's start up here maybe. All right, that's one of the rocks. And let's bring this down just a little bit more. And then, I don't know, let's have one over here. Or something like that. All right. I'm going to get my 2-inch brush here. I've cleaned it out. And some more white. And I'm just going to bring this right across like that. Okay, got a little bit of dirt in there, so let's get it cleaned again. what we want to do here. Okay, so now I'm going to get some black and a touch of white and just kind of make a gray color. Okay, I'm just going to bring kind of like my shadow side here. There we go. Yeah, something like that, I guess. It's going to be a pretty big looking mountain. Just cleaning out my brushes as I go here. Okay, let's add another rock, or make this rock a little bit more prevalent, I guess. Okay. And it's white. Now it's gray. Beautiful. More white here. So I learned my lesson about having music playing in the background because they always seem to shut me off when I do that, so we're not doing it anymore. So sorry if it's kind of boring, but all right, I'm going to put another rock coming out right here. Maybe another one in here. Who knows, maybe there's some over here too. Yeah, just however, whatever you want to do. Make some more come over this way too. There we go. Okay. Clean off my knife a little bit. And I'm going to add some more white to my 2-inch brush here, and I'm just going to have it come and move down this way. Okay. What I was trying to do is have it so it looked like there was a little bit of a cliff here, so I'm going to get more dark and drop it, shadow it straight kind of down. White. Trying to follow the angle here so it looks. So it looks like it just kind of comes straight off. And blend that back in. A little bit of snowy. There we go. All right, so now I'm going to add a few more little rock things here. Fix some of the ones that kind of messed up here a little bit with my painting. No big deal, you can always come in here and just fix whatever you don't like. And the beauties of painting. Make this come back out a little bit more. There we go. This a little bit more down. Okay. Now I'm going to get some of the dark blue color I had up here, just a little bit. Just kind of make a little bit of shadowing on some of this. Just need a little, just to break up the color a little bit, give it a little shadow look to it. Make it look a little bit more authentic and real when it's dry. See, just by adding just a little bit of color to the back side of this. That, and then I'm going to get just a little bit of whitish gray. Just gently add a little bit of so it looks like there's a little bit of snow up in there as well. Just kind of blend it back so it looks like it's kind of blowing up onto it. Yeah. So with this, just pull it out just a little bit. I'm gonna get my blender brush here. Clean this out here really quick. 3 brushes I gotta clean. Okay, one more. Kind of smooth this out a little bit so it looks like you had a big windstorm through it. Okay. You know what I think I need? I need one more rock. Let's put another rock. How about right here? There we go. Okay, I'm going to get a little touch of blue on the back side here a little bit. Just kind of blend that in. Blend that in on that side maybe a little more here. Yeah, something like that. This white can be back down in here a little. kind of blending it in so it looks like it's kind of falling down. All right, I think I kind of like that. Just yeah, something like that. Oh, looks like we had a little bit of a oopsie over here, so let's just fix this a little. There. Okay. So it looks a little bit there. Okay. A little bit more here. A little bump or two. There. Okay. I'm gonna quit messing with that part of it. And I'm just gonna get a smaller brush here and just gonna kind of blend this all back. Okay, I'm going to take a little bit more of my white here and kind of separate this down just a little bit. See, this is the shadow side, so it's kind of trying to make it blend. But I still wanted to see my little ledge here, so I'm just pulling this back down so that still looks like a ledge. It looks like it's a big scrape down. All right. You can see all the different layers of paint and different things you do. But hopefully when it's all done and blended in, it looks like it could be something natural. I don't know. All right. Just gonna make this a little bit darker in here. Still have it look like it's kind of blending into the mountain down here. Okay. There, I think I'm done messing with that part of it for now. Okay, so the next thing that I'm going to do, you can see my pellet's starting to get a little bit messy here. I'm going to take some dark, some blue, a little bit of white, gray, whatever that mixture got into. Just going to mix that up. Okay. And then I'm going to take my blues here. Maybe a little bit of red too. Let's make it a purple color. And mix it in with this white. You can see kind of got a few different shades of blue here. So I got this kind of a blue, darker, and whatever's left up here, and that, and then some white. So I'm gonna make some trees, and how I'm gonna do that, let's take my fan brush. Oops, dropping brushes. And let's start with this color here. I'm just gonna load my bristles up as much as I can. And I'm gonna be doing this for all the trees. But I think that we're gonna have some trees. Come down this way. I need a different brush. That brush is not working very good. trying to take a look at, there's some spruce trees back in here. They're pretty far back, so. Come right across to here. And I'm gonna just tap out the bottom here to make it look like it's got a little bit of fog in here. And that'll allow me to put in another. Alright, I'm just going to tap out the bottoms of it again, give it another layer of mist. Just wipe my brush out here, it's pretty dirty. Okay, let's get another variance of the color, a little bit darker. You can see as you do your different layers through here, you kind of build a little bit of depth. Okay. All right, I need to take a second here and clean some of these brushes up a bit. And my hand. All right. Let's clean some of these up a little bit. I just use paint thinner and I wash them out this way, and then I just kind of push through and try to clean them out the best I can. And for my bigger brushes, I run it in paint thinner. I've actually got, I'll show you here. This is a new one I bought. It's just a bucket, and it's got a little thing inside of there, and you fill that with paint thinner, and you just clean your brush, and then you have a garbage can with another one in it. I go like this, and that kind of gets rid of all the extra thinner and stuff. There we go. So you can kind of see what I'm doing here. And also I use baby wipes, just standard baby wipes. You see these baby wipes, and they work really good for like cleaning your hands off. I also use shop towels too, like for cleaning off if I get too much paint on the canvas, which I do a lot, and then that sort of thing. So, okay, one more brush. Okay, so that's, I just kind of clean them out that way so that they're usable. Okay. think we got them. You want to try to get all the thinner you can out, otherwise it'll mess up your painting. So I'm gonna do, let's see here. Oh, here we are. I got some new brushes. I need to buy brushes all the time because I tend to go through them, and when you make trees and you push on them lots, they seem to fall apart and break. So I'm just gonna get a new brush here, run it through some dark color. Oh, before I do that, I just want to tap this in again here. Gonna make still making it look a little bit misty on the bottoms. And that just helps with the layering, so it gives it a little bit of pushes it back a little bit. Okay. We'll do one more through here. Okay. I think that's pretty good for what I want for kind of a background. Again, I'm just want to make a mist, or sometimes it's easier just to, instead of tapping it, I just kind of circle through it. And that'll give you kind of the same kind of look of it being further away, and gives it some depth. Okay. So now what I want to do is I'm going to add a few more trees. So we're going to come down here. Actually, a little bit darker color to that. Okay. And I'm gonna go get some darker green color here. And I'm gonna make a tree right here, a big evergreen tree. It's gonna come down to about here. Okay. And you can see how I'm getting paint, like there's so much paint on the canvas right now that it kind of dyes out the color on it. So one thing that's a trick is if you use paint thinner, you can add it to your color, and the lighter color will stick on top of the wet, darker color. So I just put a little bit of that, and you can kind of see how this falls on. It's a little darker, but I've got a lot of paint on here too. So let's make a few trees here. Another one right here. You try to vary your color just a little bit every time you do one, just so you got some darkers and some different colored greens and different things. All right, just put one right in front of this one. There we go. So just like that, I built myself a little bit of a forest. So kind of out in the front. How about one more little one here. There we go. And you can bring this down and make it look like there's actually land there too. That kind of helps. Okay, so got some dirty brushes today. Okay, so what I want to do, so you can see how wet it's getting, but I'm going to pull this down just so it's kind of looking like a shadow into the lake. This is such a cool little trick about painting. You pull it down and just go across it, and all of a sudden I've got some shadowing in my water. It's pretty cool how that works. So I think I'm going to do the same right here too. Let's Just pull this down so it looks like it goes back behind the tree here too. And just go across the whole thing. And I don't worry about these canvas marks. Sometimes when you paint on these, you can see the wood frame kind of sticking through. Don't worry about it. Just kind of keep painting over it, and eventually, with any luck, you can get rid of it by just layers of paint and that sort of thing. But what I want to do is I'm going to take a little bit smaller brush. You can see how my brushes are all ratted up because I use them so much. But I want to put a little waterfall right in here. But what I'm going to do first, because I have so much paint on here, I'm going to just take my shop rag and just going to go like this, because I think I have a little paint or a little waterfall right here. I'm just going to bring that down. Okay, good enough. Let's kind of do that again. Okay. Ooh, a lot of white. Let's get some more white on my palette. Okay. So all I did is take my brush, added some more white to it. You can see my palette gets pretty messy, but I'm just thinking right up in here, have it come across, and then just drop it down. Yeah, there we go. A little bit of white. I'm just gonna throw that into the water. Okay. And then, using my palette and green and a fan brush, I'm just going to add a little bit of trees kind of around the waterfall there. So it kind of looks, yeah. So it's kind of hidden and it's not like the main focus of the whole picture, but it's still kind of there. So let's add a few more in here just to... I do love how easy this is, and it makes it look so good. It's super cool. And if I get any white spots or any parts I don't really like, I just come back in here and add more trees. There we go. There. Okay. That should do what I wanted it to do for now. And then again, let's just push this down into the... to go across. Just gives you a really nice looking there. Okay, so now what I want to do, I need a little bit more green on my palette here. It's kind of okay. I'm gonna need some yellow too. I forgot to put yellow on here, but I'll just put a little bit in here for later. I'll show you what I'm doing with it. Okay, and if you can see on the canvas here, it's a little bit light in this area, and I don't like that, so I'm going to just add, like again, just add some more little tree areas in here, so it just kind of looks like it's covered over. I don't know if that's cheating or not, but whatever. Kind of gives the effect you want. Okay, so the next thing I'm going to do is I want to have kind of a little bit of a land here. So I'm just going to have, just with my fan brush, have some land coming down in some dark color. And then same within here. of see what I did there. Okay. Go through my green, and I'm just going to put some more trees right here. Another one here. One right here. How about one right here? We've got a whole little forest of trees and different things here. So, here, kind of like how that's looking. Sure. Okay, so now that we have that kind of implanted, I'm going to get my 1-inch, clean it off again, because it's full. And I'm just going to make this land in here a little bit more solid. And then with this here, just pull it down. Go lightly across. Okay, so the reason I wanted to get some yellows, I just put some bright yellow on here, mix it with a little bit of my green. That'll give me kind of another color of green there, if you can see that. It's a little bit lighter. Yeah, it looks like mud. So I just want to highlight these a little bit, just get a little extra color to it. Back here. A few spots just to give it a little extra color. Different things going on. Okay. I'm going to take my knife and I'm just going to make just the indication of some trunks in here. All right. Okay, and one thing I don't really like too much is I've gotten a lot of dark in here from just using too much black. So I'm just going to take my little 1-inch, clean it out again, dry it off a little bit. I'm just going to take some white and I'm just going to go right across here. I want to lighten that up a little bit because it was looking pretty dark. You want to try to go as straight as you can because the water doesn't really curve. Okay, good enough. So, next thing I want to do, I need to clean my brushes again. Constantly cleaning the brushes. And a little bit more yellow. Okay, so I'm gonna take my fan brush, pretty clean, a little bit of yellow, into a little bit of the green. And I'm just gonna make a little bit of land. Just add some different color to this here. Okay. When I get my knife, I just make a little bit of a water line. A little bit of one back there too, just to give it a little bit of depth. A little bit in here. Okay. All right. And I'm gonna get my 1-inch brush here. Put a little bit of yellow on it. Give the indication of some grass and some different things going on down here. Add some color, maybe put a little bit of red in there too. Why not? Let's add some. Yeah, there you go. Okay, then the next thing I do is get my filbert brush, which is, where is that one? Sorry, my filbert brush disappeared. Here, I can use this one. Okay, it's kind of a filbert, but just a square. And I'm gonna take some dark color, and some brown, some green, some white on one side. I'm just gonna make some little rock. Little rock indications here. I've got so much paint. A lot of times I'll do these and I'll do them in a couple days because the paint gets so thick on here and it's hard to put new paint on it sometimes. I'm just trying to make it look like there's a little bit of rock and different things going on in here. Okay. I have a couple up in here too. See, when it dries, you'll be able to see it a little bit better and it'll look pretty decent, but it's hard to tell that they're rocks right now. Here, we have this coming down into this. Yeah, I have it come up in here. Just different colors, different variances of things. Makes it look kind of rocky. Okay, now to clean all that up, I'm just going to take my knife, just kind of add some little water lines around it, just so it kind of looks like there is water. And you can cut it into the lake. There we go. There. So now it looks like we have kind of a rushing water look coming through here. A little bit more there. I'm just straighten out some of these lines a little bit. Okay. Well, I think that looks pretty good. I want to add a few little highlights to some of these rocks because they're pretty black. But the reason for that is because of the paint's really wet. So I'm just going to get a little liner brush and some white. I'm just going to kind of just add a few little shadows here and there, just to kind of give it more indication that the rocks actually are here. If you can kind of see what I'm doing here, just make a different. Just highlight over the dark a little bit, and you can blend it through with this brush. I know it's probably not a correct way, but I found this kind of works to just add a few little things in here. So you can kind of, and if it's not enough, get some black or some dark color. You can add some different, just some little different things here. Makes it stick out a little bit. There, so you can kind of add a little bit of prescription. Perception, that's the word. Just some different things going on. There we go. Like I said, a lot of times I'll come back to these after they dry and I'll add a little bit more detail to them just to make them look a little bit more realistic and pop a little bit nicer, you know. But for this video, I just wanted to kind of show you what I'm doing and how we make, or how I make them and whatever. There. Just make it look a little bit more realistic with some rocks and just different things. It's the thing I like about doing like landscaping is it doesn't really matter because there's no exact picture of these things. Everything changes in nature, which is kind of cool. Anyway, okay, yeah, I think that's probably done enough. Oh, I don't really like that a little bit there. Let's just add a little bit more. There we go. Now that looks a little bit more real. And so you can tinker with these all day long. I've done it. Like I said, I'll probably, when it dries, I'll maybe add a few more things to it, and you know, you can make these brushes, these little limbs look a little bit more realistic just by making little C's and bringing the branches out just a little bit. It adds a little bit of dimensions and different things to it. So, all right. So the last thing I'm going to do is going to take my knife and I'm just going to put a few little indications of some little sticks and little things in there, and I think that's about done. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed it.